Adjusting audio levels is fairly standard when you're making adjustments for an entire clip at once. However, when you need to make audio adjustments within the boundaries of a clip, you need to do things a little bit differently. So in this movie, we're going to explore how to perform audio keyframing. So I'm going to go into 6.2. And I have our farm to table sequence. We've adjusted some levels, but I want to make some special adjustments with my music. I'd actually like my music to fade up and down depending on whether it's playing alone just behind some B-roll or whether it's playing behind some dialogue. So I'm just going to position my cursor right about here and zoom in, Command++. Right where I want it to dip, I'm going to kind of like hover right over this black line and then press Option. And you can see that my cursor changes and I have this little diamond to the right of the cursor. I'm just going to click, and then I'm going to click again right here. Now what I've done is add 2 keyframes, and keyframes act as points of change where I can make adjustments in my audio. So right now I can just drag one of these keyframes up and down, and you can see that my audio levels are raising up and down, and you can see by how much the relative decibel amount is displayed. Notice that I can also drag my keyframe from left to right to affect the basic ramp. So if I want it to be really abrupt or really gradual, I can affect that as well. So let's go ahead and do this. I want to make sure everything is sounding good in the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and play.
There's definitely a movement happening.
All right, maybe a little bit too much, so I'm going to raise that just a little bit and actually bring this up a little bit too. Let's play again.
There's definitely a movement happening. It's not just here, it's worldwide.
And then at the end, let's just bring it up a little bit here as well. So again, I'm going to Option click, and let's actually just add 4. And then what I can do is I can just grab this bar in the middle and drag up if I just want to bring the music up just a little bit in between these 2 interviews. So let's check this out.
Should be eating.
Its freshness, its flavor.
So I think the music is sounding okay. Now it can be tedious to add all of these keyframes. There is another way to do that, which I'll show you now. Let me just Shift Z to fit everything in here. And as you can see, I have my keyframes here. Let's just undo. Command Z, get rid of all these keyframes. And I'm going to show you one other way. If I want to, I can switch from the Select tool to the Range Selection tool, keyboard shortcut R. And then all I need to do is drag over the area that I want to affect. So if I want to dip the music down right here, I just click and drag and then bring it down about 9 decibels. And I'll do the same thing over here. And that was easy. So I'm just going to re-enable my selection tool, A, and you can see that it added my keyframes for me. If I want to zoom in, Command++, I can affect these keyframes however I want after the fact as well. They're just normal keyframes. But using the range selection tool is just another way to add them. By the way, if I want to delete keyframes, I just click on it until it turns orange, like I have here, and press delete. I'm going to undo that, Command Z. Now there's just one more way to fade audio within a clip, and it's at the very beginning or very end. So if I come to the beginning here, if I hover near the edge, do you see this little knob? Once I see this, and once my cursor changes to this double-sided arrow, I just drag inwards, and I've automatically created a nice, easy audio ramp. By default, it looks like this broad, sweeping curve, but I can change that if I want to. I just right-click and choose one of these other configurations, like so. Now, I have a little bit of an audio pop at the beginning of BD's interview, so let's just do that right here and see if we can soften that up. And I'll play.
There's definitely a movement.
All right, and I think we've eliminated it just by causing that little ramp. So as you can see, keyframing your audio is both a simple and powerful technique. to raise and lower the audio levels within the boundaries of a clip.